Hey traders, what's happening? Jamie Setley here. It's August 26, 2020, and I want to look at just kind of show you a quick rundown of some of the charts that I'm looking at in FX ahead of Jackson Hole, which starts here in about like 4 hours, I think. Um, so, or 3.5 hours. So this is Euro. This is a channel. This is log scale, by the way, all the way back to the 2008 high. The trend line's drawn from here, 2008 and then 2011. So you can see kind of the false break action here in 2014, just about touched it 2018. And then if you zoom in on this chart, you can see we've been trading around it for 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th week. We had a nice key reversal, bearish key reversal last week. All right. Prior to that, by the way, we had 8 up weeks in a row, which was quite rare. I've been documenting that in all of my posts. Something else, excuse me, that is interesting is if we scroll out, this is a full chart of Euro pre-Euro, right, using Deutsche Mark as a synthetic rate. And if we take a fib all the way, full-time, all-time fib, right, all the way 1971 up to 2008, the 38.2 is actually 119.66, which is just about the high so far. So, in fact, what is the high? I think it is 119.66. It's actually the exact high, so that's pretty cool. And if you just look broadly across, the left of the chart, you can see, generally speaking, this area, call it 120-ish or so, plus or minus, give or take, has been a pretty big level, really over the last 20 plus years. So, all right, big spot as we head into Jackson Hole. Let's look at a shorter term chart here. Hold on, why can't I change this? Hold on for a second here. I have to bring this over. Sorry about that. All right. Okay, this is a 60-minute chart, hourly chart. We're looking at a channel back from the May low, and you can see the channel is really solid in identifying that July 31st high. Really, the euro has been consolidating since that point, right? Is it a topping process? Is it a consolidation before we explode to the upside yet again? I don't have the answer to that. However, my view has been that it's a topping process, and I'll show you a couple more charts why here in a minute. But if you're following the short-term chart, these parallels within the channel in magenta, what I call the 25 and 75 lines, have been pretty solid in terms of, support and resistance or short-term pivots. So topped on it, found support back here on the 25 line, which would be expected as per symmetry principles in median line analysis. And where we're looking for resistance now, 118.80s is going to be the 618 of this drop. It's also the high here from the 21st. If you go a bit higher, you're talking 1915 or so, which is the high from August 6, and also the center line of the channel. So that area, 1880 to 1916, to me, you need to find resistance there if you are going to resolve to the downside, and if indeed everything since the beginning of August is a topping process. Okay. All right. Let's go to a couple different charts. This is actually from Nordea, eMarkets, their latest FX weekly. And this was interesting to me. This came out on the 23rd, so 3 days ago. And what you've got here is dollar index in light blue and Trump job approval percentage, right? In dark blue. It seems to be leading a bit, the Trump job approval, right? So you can see it's a 3-month lag for the dollar here, and it's turned up, right? So again, that would favor at least 0.2, maybe a higher euro here, or sorry, a higher dollar, sorry, and a lower euro in the immediate future. Here's another one. This is euro in light blue, and you've got the US-Europe weekly COVID-19 case count spread, if you will, and you can see that for the most part, the COVID has actually led. So the spread turned up, right, in favor of Europe here as the U.S. increased substantially and euro eventually rocketed higher, with most of that coming, in the June-July period. And it's started to roll over here in mid-July, right? That case count spread, again, Europe gaining more on COVID towards against the U.S. So again, we started trying to top, on July 31st, and again, this would point to maybe a weakening euro dollar, aka a strengthening dollar. So those are some interesting charts, kind of some techamentals, right? Fundamental technical analysis, if you will, if you want to call it that. Another thing that we're going to look at here, I want to look at Aussie, because Aussie is also in a major, major, major spot. All right. So this is the hourly chart. If I maybe zoom out to 4-hour chart for you here, you can see the trend. This is the trend line back to this magenta one, back to Jan 2018 high. If you came back to there, that's where I'd expect to see big support, but we're not too worried about that right now. What we're looking at here is this near-term channel off of this low here from June 20th. You can see the center line's been important, right? It was resistance, it was support. It was resistance again back here on the 20th of August. I thought that tag was going to, kiss it goodbye. Of course, we are right back at it right now. Very little, if any, room for Aussie to go higher at this point if you are going to roll over. If we do take out the highs, that upper channel line, which again was resistance throughout July and early August, is going to be about 73.50, call it. And then I want to show you a longer term chart, which I'm going to have to switch over real quickly here. And here's the longer term chart. Hold on. Okay. Longer term chart. So, all right, here you are. You can see over the course of 20 plus years, you've really had three main channels in the Australian dollar, right? Downtrend here from 96 into 01, uptrend into 01 to 2011, downtrend from 2011 until March of 2020. And we are testing the limits of that, quote unquote downtrend. So it's somewhat similar to the period in May, June 2002, which was the 200-week average, just like we have now. Back then, we spiked up through that channel, as you can see here, right? Multiple times, kind of trade around it for weeks, and then we had a very sharp sell-off. You can see right now that Aussie has been trading just like Euro on that upper channel line for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks now. If we do spike higher, a la 2002, then I'd be, thinking that just that high here from December of 2018 might be in play, and that's 73.94. Call it 74. But the trigger for a short here is the same as it has been for some time, and that is this short-term lower parallel here, okay? So that's going to be down here around 71.40 at this point. That's basically just that low from August 20th right there. So, at this point, it's just wait and see. As I like to say, hurry up and wait. And if we creep higher, 70, watch that channel up there near 73.50, that level at 74 that was pointed out earlier, the December 2018 high. If you do trade off of this lower, and again, with Jackson Hole taking place and getting started here over the next couple hours, this could be, kind of immediate. But if we do, turn down, you need a break of that 71.35 area to trigger something on the downside towards, say, 66.80 or so. All right. So bottom line, you've got kind of Euro and Aussie, generally speaking, dollar at a crossroads. And I'll leave it at that. Good luck, and I'll talk to you later. All right, bye.